everybody, and welcome to the PHLY Eagles podcast presented by Bet365. Download the Bet365 app and use code PHLY365 when you sign up. Whatever the moment, it's never ordinary at Bet365. Bo Wulf, Jamie Lynch. Jamie, we have arrived at game day. We are hours away from the opening of the presents. You know, there's nothing like week one. There's so much to know, so much you're going to find out. We finally have to find out tonight as the Eagles take on the Packers in Sao Paulo. How you doing?
It's great. You know, last night I finished up the Phillies post-game show, and I was like itching just to see football, real live action, and it was a great game, KC in Baltimore, and tonight is equally as great. I mean, you're talking about two of the NFC favorites here. It's a new season, so many things to get answered, new faces. Josh Jacobs in the backfield, Saquon in the backfield, like completely different teams. And as Zach said in his piece this morning, the last we saw football, the Packers were one of the best teams in the NFC, going toe-to-toe with everybody, and the Eagles were perhaps the worst team in football. Mm-hmm. And here we are with the Eagles as 2.5-point favorites on national TV, the whole country watching, and it's hard not to be hyped. Yeah, worldwide. This is the Mr. Worldwide Pitbull game. So it's really exciting. I mean, a Friday night NFL game is rare, and it's the Birds and the Packers. It's awesome.
Yeah, very exciting. And so the conceit of our show today is going to be to just straight up draft the things that we're most excited to find out tonight. But before we do that, you've got a nice little Bet365 boost thing that you got going on. You're the man behind the science here.
Yeah, so each week here, with our friends over at Bet365, and use code PHLY365 when you sign up. New users can get $200 in bonus bets. All you have to do is deposit $10, lose a $5 bet, and the bonus money will hit your pool. So the people at Bet365, Bo, were crazy enough to say, hey, we want a parlay boost from you on behalf of PHLY each week. So I got to cook this up this week. And it's right there on the homepage. When you log in, you'll see it. PHLY
all those
branded.
Bets last year. You're the right man for the job.
I know. As long as I don't bet it, I'm actually kind of good. It's when I bet that I'm not as good. So we have a boost for you. Week one. Let me know your thoughts on this. It's a 3-leg boost. Originally plus 450, boosted up to plus 550.
Ooh, a third leg Greg.
Yeah, we got Saquon to score a touchdown. We have A.J. Brown, 75-plus yards, and the Eagles' money line, taking the spread out of it. Plus 550. I like it a lot. I got to be honest with you. I mean, I kind of cooked it up, but, the Eagles with a new toy on a national stage, they want to show it off a little bit, and that's why I think Saquon gets in the end zone.
Yeah, I like that one. I could see all that happening. That's a good one.
Right? Very obtainable for plus 550. So boosted for the people. If you want to get in on that, just go over to Bet365. Use that code if you're a new user. Use some of those bonus bets on it, and let's start a good season.
And also tonight, Jamie, you're going to be doing the kickoff show from our event at the Tradesman, which it's not too late for everybody to get involved. The place that was named after Harry Roseman, as I said, the Tradesman. We look forward to that. That'll be a fun atmosphere. The city is buzzing.
Yeah, me and Roy Burton will be down there, right smack dab in Center City, 13th and Chestnut area, right there. Some great barbecue, some great specials going on, especially if you're a diehard. You got a 20% discount tonight. So really looking forward to getting out there, and then looking forward to heading back at halftime to see you, Fran, and Vinny. And excited. Yeah, I'm excited to watch the second half with Vinny Curry. It's always fun to watch with ex-players to see how they take in the game, especially one that's so fresh off the field himself and Vinny.
Yes, exactly. And so we're very excited about that. The post-game show tonight will be the two of us, along with Fran Duffy and Vinny Curry. I think that's a great mix. I'm looking forward to, all of us working together.
Yeah, it's gonna be fun. Just hanging out with Vinny yesterday, Bo. I mean, that guy's
fantastic. Just chopping it up, telling great stories.
Yeah, he's ready to do this. He's motivated to do this, so I think he's going to be awesome at it.
Me too. I'm very excited about that. We're hopefully firing on all cylinders. Now, let's get to the matter at hand. Now, we're hoping to hear from Zach Berman in a little bit. Yesterday was a little bit wonky on the commute. He will be on the bus again, so we'll see if it does any better. But we've still got plenty to talk about,
I
Jamie.
mean,
I'm gonna let
don't
you
you think
have.
the NFL should Wi-Fi boost those buses?
I think there's supposed to be Wi-Fi on the bus. I think there
Come on,
might
get
be,
out.
and it's just yeah.
Come on. Those guys need some Wi-Fi on the bus. If you're transporting them an hour and an hour and 15, those journalists, those big J journalists need Wi-Fi, Bo. Come on. Let's go, NFL. Do better.
Well, to be fair, it did make for good content for Zach for struggling so much.
Anything for
So
the bit, right?
honestly, a hat tip to Roger on that front. I'm going to give you the first pick, Jamie. You tell me what is the number one thing that you cannot wait to see tonight.
Saquon Barkley in an Eagles jersey. I'm going to take a big one off the board here. You and Zach were down there. Every day you probably got a little accustomed to it. People at the open practice got a little bit of a scratch there. I've got nothing. I watched the preseason games every second of it. I saw him do an interview with Spuds on the sideline, but I really haven't seen that man in a jersey. I'm just looking forward to all of it. How they use him out of the backfield, possibly in the receiving game, running behind this offensive line. And frankly, he's a great picker-upper of blitzes, for a lack of a better word there. So I'm excited to see him crack somebody. I'm just excited for all of it with Saquon.
Yeah, I think there are a lot of things about Saquon that I'm interested to find out. We saw him in the jersey this summer. But running backs, the nature of the position, we didn't really see him look like a running back. He's not running full speed unless it's sort of like one of those outside runs and he runs full speed for 10 yards or whatever. So I don't have a good sense of the juice that he has in his legs right now.
Sure.
We have seen the receiving chops. There was the wheel route touchdown against the Patriots in the open practice. I think that they will try to do a little bit of that tonight. But big picture, I feel like that stuff may not be delivered quite as much, in part because of what you're talking about, how good he is in blitz protection. I'm also curious just to see, how many snaps is he playing? Is he going to play 80% of the snaps? Are they going to have Kenny Gainwell and Will Shipley involved? But I do agree with you that they have this new toy. They're going to try to show him off tonight. That is absolutely going to be part of the deal.
Yeah, I think that's a really exciting byline tonight.
Okay.
I
will go a big picture for me. It's like, what does the offense look like? Does the offensive structure look different? By all accounts, this is Kellen Moore's offense. Fran and Deniz did a really good job yesterday explaining and talking about some of the the tent poles where the Eagles were dead last in the league last year, right? So low in motion. So high in just static 2x2 sets, not doing like the little things to free guys up. I want to know, like, from the jump, does the offense look different? Does it feel different? And I don't know what to expect on that front. I'm sure that we will see a lot of motion, but are there results from that? This is a Packers defense that on paper looks just okay. Should be there for the taking. I think the offense. This game is tilted toward the offense on both sides of the ball. So I am. This is the thing that I'm most like. What does it actually look like? And also within that, I don't want to take two things with one pick, but within that is like Jalen and Cam Jurgens in their whole pre-snap routine. How are they doing on that? Are there going to be plays where, like, they misidentify a blitz and it leads to a sack or something like that? And no doubt that this is going to be something where if it doesn't go well, everybody's going to talk about, well, they didn't have any snaps in the preseason. Like, they didn't get any reps. Maybe this is the fault of that.
I think there's a rust factor there, to your point. Did you see Lamar getting Nelson Aguilar's ass last night? He misblocked and miscommunicated on a play, and Lamar's over there like screaming at him. And, that stuff does happen week one. So when it comes to Cam and Jalen, this is all brand new. So, we're kind of spoiled by it being all seamless. But to your point, that's a major one tonight, the communication and the cadence of all those guys.
And I don't expect it. Like, it would be
I don't
unreasonable to think
it
would be perfect, right? Week one. But, how much do the, whatever blips there are on the radar, how much does that hurt them?
Sure. All right. I guess I'm up next. I think that's a good one. Jalen Hurts, to me, a very specific thing. And we kind of touched on it yesterday with Vinny, actually, a little bit. how quickly he's reacting to what he sees. You don't really want to see him unnecessarily extend plays. You obviously want him to extend plays when it's needed, and it's there for the taking. But unnecessarily, if guys are breaking open, is he throwing it to a spot? Is he getting rid of the ball in under 3 seconds when it's a clean pocket and clean routes? Like that little thing. Because the last 6-7 weeks of last year, I mean, there was 4.5 second, time holding the ball for him, and it's just like you're going to get killed when that happens. So I just want to see that decisiveness tonight. I'm excited to see if he's just, boom, letting it rip, stepping back, trusting what's there, letting it rip. And I think that could be the most encouraging thing we could see from Jalen tonight, is if he's just taking his drops, planning and letting it rip, and not thinking and not being worried about turnovers. So hopefully, I'm hoping we see that, because if we do, I think that's a great predictor for the rest of the season.
I think that's totally fair. And the arc of his summer was early on. That ball was coming out at the top of his drop. It looked great. And then there was some lulls towards the end of training camp where the defensive line started really taking over when he was not getting rid of the ball quickly. And so, yes, I think that is absolutely a major factor tonight. I would add on, how do his legs look right now? I think he's looked good this summer, but that's another one where, like, if he doesn't look, I don't want him to go full Lamar and run, 16 times or whatever it is. But when pressure is coming, can he escape? Are they leaning into the quarterback part of the run game? Should be very exciting. All right, before we keep going, I think we have our man.
Yeah, we gotta go.
Let's see, ZB. Oh, he's looking good. Oh, you're at the hotel. I thought you were going to be on the bus.
Oh, no. Yeah, no, I need to catch the bus. That's why my time is limited. I wanted to make sure we did not have the problem that we had yesterday. So otherwise, I would say I have all the time in the world, but I can't miss this bus. Otherwise, I'm sitting in an Uber for 2.5 hours.
Ooh,
I don't know if Vince wants that expense account.
Ooh.
Yeah.
Okay, so you've got 12 minutes?
11? A little less. I mean, I got to pack the bag up and make sure the binocs are all there, right?
Packed yet?
Well, no, my laptop. I'm on my laptop now, so clearly,
yeah, but you could have packed the rest of it. Well, prioritize the show.
That's exactly what I'm doing here.
How's everything going, Zach?
It's going great. Excited for the game. I'm excited for the game. It's been a quick, a quick 48 hours here. It's been fun, and showtime is tonight, right? So everything is prologue for tonight.
What did you have for dinner last night?
That's what we're doing. I actually had one of the best meals I've ever had in my entire life.
Really?
Yeah.
Go on.
I had we had to wait a while. We went to this place in, I don't want to butcher the pronunciation, the Jardines district. It's like Scoop Jardines district,
Jardine?
right?
Yeah. Well, set the scene. Who was with you, Zach? Who were you with?
I was with a few other colleagues.
You refused to dox them?
Well, I don't know if they want to be on here or not.
Tell me how many people, and I'm going to see if I can guess them.
Well, that's not productive. I was. It was a party of 5, and okay, and I was there, and I had a steak that they flamed tableside.
Ooh,
how about that? That was pretty. I had we shared
rare,
with the
like Pittsburgh. Or was it cooked to a temp?
We ordered a medium rare, but it was like a flambe type situation. Then they had we shared appetizer, like this prawns appetizer, and I'm telling you, I've been called shrimp in my life, and I wish it was like complimentary to this. Like, these prawns were the size of lobsters, right? They grow them big down here in Brazil. So I was that was great. It was the restaurant had a tree in like an old tree in the middle, and then it's built around the tree. Cool. So it was kind of like an indoor outdoor
like
type
Encanto
situation.
That's cool.
Yeah. So it was. I'll give a shout out. EJ Smith's wife picked out the restaurant, and
that was going to be my first pick for who was there.
Yeah,
I'm gonna go.
It was outstanding.
EJ, Olivia, Jeff, and Jimmy.
No, Jimmy's not in Brazil. No.
Oh, Jimmy's not in Brazil. Okay.
But yeah.
Then Tim?
But no, it was a great
Tim or Dave?
No, neither one. But let's
did the
focus on
Inquirer
the Eagles.
Wait, did the Inquirer send a columnist?
They did, but let's focus
well,
on
then it was definitely the Inquirer columnist.
Yeah.
I assumed it was
Let's
all
focus
the
on
Inquirer group, but I didn't know that they had sent a columnist.
Yeah,
so
yeah.
Clearly, you're flirting
and so,
with
anyways, I'm having dinner with friends, and it was one of the best meals I've had in my life. I had steak 2 nights in a row, and I'm better for it. I mean, this is high quality beef here. They take a lot of pride in their like meats and their produce, and you can tell. So it's been very good.
Okay.
All right. The Eagles are playing a season opener tonight for the first.
About? Because I do want to do this for the whole show, but I imagine that will irk you a little bit. So tell me what Eagles news you want to talk about.
Well, no, I mean, I think that if I'm giving you 3 matchups, and I have a 60-second video up now on our social channels, but there's really 3 matchups that I'm keying in on if I want to narrow it to 3. First off, the Eagles wide receivers against the Packers D-backs. When I look at it, Eric Stokes has played 12 combined games the past 2 years. Heather was a productive rookie, but he's kind of in a situation here where they don't know what he is. And I think the Eagles are really going to try to isolate on Eric Stokes. So that's one thing to watch. And I think they'll move. I think it's going to be a big game for Devontae Smith. They're going to move these guys around the formation. This is like an under the radar name, but if you're a fantasy football owner or doing daily fantasy sports or anything of that nature, or you want to go to Bet365 and do like a prop, Luke Musgrave, the Packers tight end, not a household name, but I think he's going to have a good game against these Eagles linebackers. Bo put it well. The Eagles linebackers, they're good downhill, or they're better downhill than running backwards. And I think the Matt LaFleur offense in particular is going to put strain on the middle of the field. So you can see Josh Jacobs in the passing game, but I think Luke Musgrave is a player to watch. They like to play 12 personnel with Musgrave and Tucker Kraft, but I would pay attention to Musgrave. And then Jalen Carter going against Jordan Morgan. Bo and I did a lot of prep on these offensive linemen going into the draft because we thought the Eagles would take on him. Jordan Morgan wasn't really a guy that I was as keen on, and the Packers took him in the first round. He was a tackle at Arizona. He's playing guard. Didn't play in the preseason because of an injury. So really, his first game at guard is coming tonight against Jalen Carter. If he's still okay, if he starts. So that's a matchup that I will be keying in on as well.
So Zach,
go ahead.
Sorry, go ahead. I was just gonna say, with Isaiah Rodgers being knocked out, what's your best guess as to what we see from Quinyon Mitchell tonight? A little bit of all over the place with Ringo on the outside. Does he take the outside? How do you see that kind of playing out here?
Yeah, so if I had a water gun to my back, I would say give me Quinyon going inside and Ringo on the outside. But Bo outlined it well a week ago, and he was all over it. That don't roll out Avonte Maddox playing the slot here. If they say Quinyon, like, we're confident in you on the outside, we don't want you to have to go around play to play. The Packers have a handful of different receivers. You don't want to do kind of like that matchup roulette type thing, right? So let's just have you focus on this spot. Avonte is more than capable of playing inside. Vic Fangio said as much this week, said that like they're looking at him going into this game as safety and slot. So I don't have a firm answer for you there. I will watch pregame warmups, obviously, and try to see like kind of the alignment there. But if I had to guess, based on what I saw in camp, Quinyon going on the inside, Ringo on the outside, but I don't feel confident in that.
All right, last one, Zach, before we let you go. This is the question I tried to ask you yesterday, but curious your reaction to the fact that Emily Berman has clearly outclassed you as a tweeter, and I mean, you may need to retire.
Well, I hope I'm 38 years old. I'm definitely not retiring. I have a long
job, but from Twitter.
Okay. Well, Twitter's a part of my job, but
it actually isn't. It actually isn't.
We can have that conversation another day, not before a game when I'm catching a shuttle. I'm first off, I'm grateful for Emily every day, but she's been awesome about the tweeting on this trip. She, like everything in life, she's had fun with it here too, right? I mean, she had never sent a tweet before. I'm losing all my days here. It's before Tuesday or Wednesday Wednesday morning. Yeah, before Wednesday morning, she had never sent a tweet, and now she's messaging me like she's got stuff she's working on, professionally and personally, and like she's busy, right? And she's got the kids, school, all that, and then she's saying, "What do you need me to post?" And I'm like pretty particular sometimes, like this needs to go up now because the other guys are on this too, and you want it, and she's been amazing about that. And then she's had a little fun posting photos. And I imagine, knowing her, she's like an avid Instagrammer more so than I am. I imagine she'll sneak a few photos in tonight. Like, Breed has a flag football game. She's more excited for that than the Eagles game. So I can see something like that. But no, to answer your question, she should be more popular than, I mean, she's better than me in everything. So
Diana Rossini even gave the wives of the journalists in Philadelphia a lot of credit today. So
stay tuned. Stay tuned on that front, Jamie.
Yeah, shout out to Diana. I appreciate her always, but I appreciate her giving Emily some recognition.
Now all the sickos, Zach, before you leave, make sure that you tweet at Emily to take some screenshots of Zach's DMs and post those as well.
You see, that's rude to the people DMing. Like, there's, and I feel bad that I imagine there are, readers and listeners and viewers who are DMing me now, and I'm behind. I want to get back to people, right? And I can't do that until hopefully when I'm on the plane tomorrow, there's going to be Wi-Fi. We got that little Wi-Fi logo. Once I'm in the airspace and I'm able to get Wi-Fi, I'm going to respond to everything I can, in addition to doing some follow-up columns.
All right, Zach, go ahead. Thank you for your service. Go pack those binocs. Good luck. We'll hear from you later.
I will be on the pregame show. That is with Jamie and Roy.
Yes.
Correct?
Yes. And then we will be at the Tradesman. Yes.
Yep. And then looking forward to the postgame show with the whole crew. Excited to see all you guys, but got to be honest, most excited to see Vinny Curry.
He was awesome yesterday, just hanging out. Yeah. So really looking forward to it.
Awesome. Right. Take care, guys.
See you, Zach.
All right. Well, you
didn't happen to get into anything mischievous with Zach's Twitter account this week, did you?
I wish. I mean, he knows better than to give me access to his Twitter account. He knows that would not go well. I don't know that it would be possible to fly to Sao Paulo and get there just yet in time for the game. So maybe, unless you're in Brazil for tonight's game time is not going to come into hand for you. But there's 16 other games this season. And if you're a last-minute guy or girl like me, Game Time is the best place to go, because Game Time has a new feature called Game Time Picks that makes getting tickets to your favorite events even easier. Game Time Picks filters out the fluff and shows you only incredible deals on great seats, so you don't have to waste time searching through thousands of tickets. And you know that what Game Time knows is that the closer it gets to kickoff, the lower those prices get. And so if you're willing to wait, Game Time is the place for you. There's also all-in pricing, which I appreciate. Don't like those little fees sneaking up on you at the end. And I have tested this out. I'll go to a different one, go to Game Time, and Game Time is always right. So I appreciate that. They've also got the seat views, so you know what it's going to look like from your seat ahead of time. There's the lowest price guarantee, wherein Game Time will credit you 110% of the difference if you find the same seats for lower elsewhere. Game Time ticket coverage also means that your purchase is covered with the most flexible customer service policy in the ticketing industry. Take the guesswork out of buying tickets with Game Time. Download the Game Time app, create an account, and use code PHLY for $20 off your first purchase. Terms apply. Again, create an account and redeem with code PHLY for $20 off. Download Game Time today. What time is it? It's game time.
And let me tell you about a jingle you've been hearing your whole life. Why? Because they've stood the test of time, because they're the best at what they do. Empire Today. Go to empiretoday.com/PHLY and you can get $350 off new floors. I've been in my home now for about 5 years, and there's just constantly projects going on. And I personally hate going to big box stores. You never get anybody to help you. You're always lost in the aisles. It's a real pain. It's overwhelming. Well, the beautiful thing about Empire Today is you get the shop at home convenience, the right products for your needs, quick and professional installation, and a price match guarantee. Empire Today is the best place to get new flooring. It's why so many copycats have tried to duplicate them, but they can't. Empire Today won't promise the lowest prices, but anyone who does is putting the flooring in your home that they wouldn't put in their own homes. And with their at-home virtual floor designer, it's a great way to see how your new floors are going to look in your house, under your roof. And it's there right there in front of you, and they're not going to overwhelm you with thousands of models so you feel overwhelmed and you don't know what to pick. They're going to bring you stuff they'd put in their own homes. So schedule a free in-home estimate today. All listeners can get $350 off when they use the promo code PHLY. Restrictions apply. See empiretoday.com/PHLY for details.
All right.
You got any home projects going on right now, Bo? Any honey-do lists?
Yeah, we've got like a couple things that we have this outside screen, like a glass door.
Yeah.
It's just like the handle is so heavy. It's hard for Rachel and the kids to open it. It's like a real pain.
Doors always scare me because if you can't do it yourself, because if you screw it up, then you're jeopardizing the safety of your family.
But
you know what I mean?
Glass. It's going to be so expensive.
Yeah, and doors are expensive these days. I feel you.
What about you? What's next?
I don't know. She's always got the measuring tape out doing something. She just, I think we're getting Roman shades I'm going to have to install next week. Went down to Fabric Row. They kind of tier a little bit.
Okay.
It's not really my department, but we went down to a guy on Fabric Row in the old neighborhood.
Right here.
Yeah. So
what are your around the house? What are you good at?
Cleaning, cooking, yard work, minor repairs. Plumbing and electricity bug me out.
But how good does a minor repair make you feel?
It feels great. I feel like Bob Vila.
Tightening the screws on a doorknob, I might as well. We don't need anybody. I can do this. What a man.
So there was an incident Tim the Toolman.
Yeah.
There was an incident a little while ago where I may have tripped taking my pants off in the bathroom and fell into the towel holder and put a hole in the wall.
Nice.
It was there for a little while, and then I fixed it, and it was like, and it looks all right. So
squirting some WD-40 on some stuff. Yeah, I mean,
getting the old cock gun out. Yeah.
Who's smarter than me? Yeah. Fantastic. Okay. Do you want to go or should I go? I guess I don't know if the Jalen,
my last one was the Jalen one, so it's now your pick. Yeah.
Okay. So beyond the Jalen legs, I mean, this is another big picture one. We've got 2 new coordinators. Let's see what the Vic Fangio experience is like. And I could, there are a lot of little offshoots about this, about where specific players actually rank in his pecking order. I want to know how he's going to use these guys. But from just a Vic Fangio perspective, does it look different to have a competent man in charge of the defense? I like the pass rush. It will be a later pick for me as well, because I can't wait to see what Jalen Carter looks like. But just the Vic, seeing Vic, grumbling on the sidelines, just being a cranky old man. I'm just looking forward to the whole experience. And I want, is he heating up Jordan Love at the right time? Does it look like he has a bead on Matt LaFleur, who is one of the better offensive coaches in the league? Schematically, I think that would be a very encouraging sign for Eagles fans.
Yeah, and kind of the counter and what he has up his sleeve, because I would imagine, Matt LaFleur and the staff there are trying to scheme ways to attack the linebackers and the safeties across the middle of the field more than anything. And they're probably going to pick on the linebackers. So if they have success early, what's the counter to stop it? So I think there's a lot of fun things to look for with Vic Fangio. That's a good one.
Wallace asks if he's a sideline man or a booth man. Vic is a booth man.
Yeah, he's a grumpy old Vic in the booth. I think, is that because he wants to get live updates on his Philly scores, you think?
That might be so. I mean,
it's Red October coming up. All right. Quinyon Mitchell.
Love it.
I just want to see all of it. I didn't see enough of it in the preseason. My gut tells me we're getting something special, and I'm hoping to get it backed up with what we see on the field tonight. And I almost think it's more interesting if he's used a little bit of everywhere. I I kind of want to know what we have. Throw him in, possible nickel. Throw him outside. Throw him. I want to see what this kid can do. I don't want to overwhelm him, obviously, but I just feel it in my gut without really having seen him play a ton outside of college that I think he's going to be special, and I'm excited for him.
I'm very excited to see if what I saw this summer carries over. Now, he was not perfect this summer. There were a couple times where Devontae Smith in the open field ran away from him, just sort of like caught the ball and stopped and turned, and that shook loose of Quinyon Mitchell. But I was very impressed with what I saw from him this summer, with my expectations being that it was going to take a little bit of time, and they were well set up to handle that because they had Isaiah Rodgers and Keely Ringo, who they could, pencil in before Quinyon Mitchell earned that job. The nickel stuff was such a pleasant surprise. His willingness to be physical there, where you need to be physical, and a position that he did not play in college, and also just running with guys. And you saw him get better over the course of the summer. Devontae Smith talked about how he beat him with the specific move one day and then tried it later, and Quinyon Mitchell was all over it. So that sort of machine learning was appreciated by Devontae Smith. And I don't know what we're going to see tonight from a usage standpoint. I expect him to play a lot. I don't know if he's going to be the nickel or if it will be Avonte Maddox. I'm curious if we're going to see some dime from Vic Fangio tonight against a Packers offense that has a lot of weapons. In dime, I would imagine that it'll be Mitchell and Maddox inside, unless they're ready to play Cooper DeJean, and then Ringo on the outside. But I also wouldn't be surprised if Quinyon Mitchell is just the starting outside corner from week 1 and on we go.
Yeah, I think I don't know what it is. I usually am hesitant on kind of feeling this about rookies without seeing them play. Something just tells me this kid's going to be special. I just like what I'm hearing out of the NovaCare a lot. So really excited to see him. All right, I'm going to go a little bit outside the box on this one, Bo.
I think it's my turn.
Right. Yeah, Quinyon was mine. Oh, excuse me. Go ahead.
I'm taking the best player on the defense. I said it before. If this could be an introduction game to the entire NFL for Jalen Carter as a superstar. If he plays like I saw him play this summer, there are going to be times he's going to ruin some possessions. It was like there were real flashpoints this summer where it was clear that Jalen Carter just flipped a switch and decided that he was the baddest man on the field and ruined 3 plays in a row. And he has that capability. I imagine he's going to get a ton of attention from the Packers offensive line. He's the guy that they need to stop. He will be the player who is circled on their game plan, but he has a chance to be so good. And if the Eagles defense is going to be average this year, which is, I think, a fair bar for them to shoot for, it's probably going to come with a large part of thanks to Jalen Carter being dominant. Yeah.
I mean, this kid is special. I said it to you at one point last year doing post games, this kid has the talent to be in Canton one day, and neither of us thought it was hyperbole. He has that kind of talent. Obviously, rookie walls are real, and there's no doubt he hit that last year. Plus, I was talking to somebody I actually played 9 holes this morning, and I played with a kid from Boston, and he was, it was great. Thank God the kids are back in school. And he was like, I don't know, man. I think the Eagles are going to be a disaster this year. And I was like, oh yeah, do you? That's great. And he's like, I don't know, that defense. And I go, dude, last year, now looking at it, completely removed from what happened last year, was such an utter disaster between Matt Patricia and Sean Desai and the way that was all handled. Not that I don't blame the defense for falling apart, but it's very obvious to see now, 6-7 months removed, why it fell apart. That was an utter disaster.
Yeah, no, I do think it is possible that the team is bad this year, but
do you?
Yeah, I think it's very possible.
How bad? Their over under on Bet365 is 10.5. So our staff predictions we did through you were on the high side of this, the smart people in Vegas that set these lines.
I mean, I think it's possible that it's a total disaster. They win 6 games or something like that, but.
Are you with me that you think it's more likely that they revert back to being a good team than to be bad?
I think it's more likely. Yeah. The roster is very good. They should be good, but I don't like it would be more like, the building imploding and everybody sniping at each other and nobody getting along than it would be like they're not good enough talent wise.
Sure. Okay. And that would mean Sirianni is gone.
In that case, yes.
Yeah. So that'll
how'd you play this morning?
Played great through 5. Kind of fell apart a little bit there on the back 4.
Okay.
So
what were we gonna say?
I'll segue right into my next point, and that's Nick Sirianni.
Oh.
I'm kind of interested to see his demeanor on the sidelines, because this offense is extremely talented. There's a competent OC, competent DC. He has really no excuses on paper. So, like, if the offense goes out there and
he's like ordering concessions from the sideline,
I kind of want to see, like, does he revert back to being?
Yeah.
Is he going to be salsa dancing? Is he going to be peacocking for the cameras? Is he going to get back to that Nick Sirianni that we knew for the first 2.5 years before the S hit the ceiling last year? So I'm kind of interested in a weird way to watch him and his mannerisms and who he's talking to and just kind of his energy and how he presents himself as an outside.
Keep in mind, Zach said that he's a little bit under the weather. Little sick, but not the way you want to start the season, Nick.
Do you think he was having buffet sushi at one of the well-known Sao Paulo?
Because he was a little noticeably hoarse on the last press conference in Philadelphia.
Okay. So we're not going to blame the world famous Sao Paulo buffets.
Well, yeah, got to go. Highest percentage of Japanese people outside of Japan. Got to hit up that buffet sushi.
Yeah, so I'm a little excited to see what Sirianni's got tonight, and in terms of the game too, obviously. But I am curious his just general demeanor, because it did feel like he got neutered a little bit last year through this him and Jalen process. Like, what is he now? Is he a castrated coach on the sideline, or is he back to cocky?
He's just sort of like this meek on the side, just sort of like really walking around. Or does it? Is he has nothing else to do, and so he's yelling even more?
Yeah, is it immediately back to who he was? I'm kind of curious to see that one.
He's doing the John Henderson. He's having Kevin Patullo slap him in the face as hard as he can before the game.
Exactly. So we'll see.
I will go with not as sexy, but the other pass rush, the guys on the outside. Now I am relatively bullish on Bryce Huff compared to I think popular consensus. Just because of how good he has been on a per snap basis. I think he should be their best edge rusher, but Josh Sweat has had better seasons and has it in his body too. And I don't know, like, are we going to see a lot of Nolan Smith? Are we going to see Brandon Graham? Are we going to see, is Jalen Hunt going to be active? My guess is no. But within that is also, we know that Vic Fangio's MO is to lean more on his top defensive linemen than to rotate, which is opposite the Eagles' organizational philosophy. So how high is he pushing that? How many snaps are Jalen Carter and Jordan Davis playing, and Bryce Huff and Josh Sweat? Are those guys rotating? Are there different packages? Just that's under the umbrella of the whole Fangio experience, but I'm curious to see how those guys look.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, the two biggest concerns on this team, to me personally, is 1, linebacker, and 2, edge rushers. So
I like your prediction in the season predictions, Jamie,
that they're going to trade for a defensive end.
A defensive end. I like that idea.
Yeah. Well, they're counting on Josh Sweat to be better than he was last year. I think they need him to be, because Brandon Graham is here as the elder statesman stalwart of the locker room. You didn't want to lose Fletcher, Jason, and BG all in 1 year, because that's, Vinny was telling us yesterday and just hanging out how important, that senior leadership is. I don't expect much, right or wrong, from BG this year. Get in there on a couple of running plays and set some edges and be the BG. But, like, I'm not counting on him to get to the quarterback 5 or 6 times. So that means you need Bryce Huff, Josh Sweat to kind of hold it down. I think Milton Williams has a chance to really make some money in this league this year. But outside of that, like Nolan Smith, a guy with a great opportunity here. Can it translate? These are pressing questions. And to your point of, the defense could be bad. Yeah, if they're not getting home to the quarterback and they have good coverage on top of it in the secondary, that's a real problem. So there's definitely some concerns defensively. That's a good one because I'm concerned about it.
Hmm.
And Jalen Hunt, are we really going to see him much, you think?
I think he'll probably be inactive tonight.
Okay, I would think,
my
right?
guess is no. I think you'll see Nick Gates and EJ Jenkins both promoted from the practice squad for this game because of the positional needs there.
Is Nick Gates the
And we
most
know that
football
Devin
guy
White and Isaiah
looking
Rodgers
one?
are out.
Is
He's very
Gates the most
guy
football
looking.
looking they have? Probably, right?
Yeah, but and also like you would most want to avoid in like a
Back
gas
alley.
station convenience store type deal. Like I'll pick a different aisle than him.
Yeah.
Let's see. Those two guys, you figure that Keegan is inactive. You figure that McKee is inactive for sure, unfortunately, despite the Portuguese.
I know he busted out the Portuguese.
Fantastic. He lives in Brazil. It's fantastic.
How long was he there?
I think 2 years.
Oh, wow.
On a mission. I think that Byron Young will be inactive. I think that I think probably Hunt will be inactive, and then there's one more.
Yeah. Okay. All right. My next one, I'll go outside the box here a little bit. I am excited to see Big Dom's Brazil gear.
Oh, nice.
There's going to be a little bit of a flag on the side of the hat, probably a hoodie or a quarter zip, some kind of sideline gear with a little Brazil love. It'll be good to see Big Dom rocking the Brazil gear. I'm excited to look at that.
I think if anybody is interested in like the lure of Big Dom and how big his celebrity has gotten, you have to read Anthony's story.
Yes.
Cuz's story on allphly.com as part of our Eagles preview package. Some very interesting nuggets in there about Big Dom that you do not want to miss.
Yes, Anthony and Big Dom became friendly over the years, and he's a fascinating character in Eagles land for sure. So
with that in mind,
man with all the titles.
All the titles. Now, Big Dom, a man who likes to rock some shades. I don't know that he necessarily rocks these shades.
He'd be smart too.
He'd be smart too, and I do. And that is, of course, our friends at Shady Rays, because you can get ready for the season ahead. We are hours away, but these quality shades, they're built to last. Our friends at Shady Rays have you covered with premium polarized shades that won't break the bank. Shady Rays is an independent sunglasses company offering a world-class product rated 5 stars by over 300,000 people. Their shades have durable frames and crystal clear optics, making them the perfect choice for all outdoor adventures. They have hundreds of options to choose from, so you're bound to find the perfect pair to match your style. They probably have a style in Kelly Green. I think they do. Plus, this is the way that Shady Rays really gets you. The best coverage you could possibly imagine. If your shades ever go missing or take an unexpected hit, don't sweat it. They have the most insane protection in all of eyewear. Every pair is backed by lost or broken replacements. And if you don't love your shades, you can exchange for a new pair or return worry-free within 30 days. There's no risk when you shop. Their team always has your back with personal and fast support. And even better, 35% off is what we're giving here. Exclusively for our listeners, Shady Rays is giving out their best deal of the season. Head to shadyrays.com and use code PHLY for 35% off polarized sunglasses. Try for yourself. The shades rated 5 stars by over 300,000 people.
Yeah, and let me just tell you about another company I really believe in because I go to my Ace True Value hardware store all the time. Bo and I were just talking about the honey-do list. My wife's always cooking up something to fix or something to repair. And Ace is my place because I hate big box stores. I told you about that earlier. At Ace, you walk in, there's 4 guys. Typically, they got that look in their eye that they can't wait to help you because they're retired contractors or handymen, and they know everything. They got the answer to everything. And now with Ace Hardware, the home services will come right to you. I trust them in the store. Why wouldn't I trust them in my house? You got a leaky pipe? Ace Hardware, they got that with their home services. Got an air conditioning issue? They got that. Got a faucet you said you were going to fix last fall, never got around to it? They got that. They're now not just the helpful hardware folks. They're also the helpful home service and repair folks. So if it's plumbing, heating, AC, whatever it is, they've got the trusted pros to keep your home humming all year long. Ace Hardware Home Services, we're bringing helpful home, the helpful name you know and love, from the store now right to your front door. So visit Ace Hardware Home Services online at acehardwarehomeservices.com to get you started on your next project.
I meant to say before, when you did the Empire jingle, you sounded a little bit like Brian Kelly doing the Southern accent.
Empire today.
Okay, my turn. Yeah, you did
yeah,
the Big Dom. Yes, okay.
I did the Big Dom Brazil gear.
This is a little bit lower level, but is Jahan Dotson going to be part of this offense?
That's a good one. Yeah.
I think we all expect AJ Brown to look awesome because he's awesome. He's one of the best receivers in the league. I think that Devontae is going to be one of the beneficiaries, maybe the biggest beneficiary of this new offense, the way that he is used. But I'm curious, they're going to be in 11 personnel a lot of the time. It should be Jahan Dotson out there. I mean, he hasn't been here very long. I don't know how much of the playbook he can know at this point, but in a specific role, I'm curious to see if he's offering any juice to this offense.
Yeah, that is a good one. I took him as a fantasy football player. I took a shot on him late, I think like the 13th round, just because, AJ Brown speaks very highly of him. They train together and all that. And it is an exciting new, the list of concerns was linebacker DN. Before they got Jahan Dotson, third wide receiver was number 3. So they addressed that. And yeah, I am curious to see how much he plays in tonight. All right, I will go. I'm excited to see the first salsa dance, hopefully by an Eagle. I saw the footage yesterday, and I'm going to tie this into CJGJ because I think if the defense makes a play on the field, I'm kind of looking at it's like the swag watch tonight. CJGJ is back. He was kind of like the dog of the defense, the guy that kind of got everybody going a little bit, brought an attitude to it. So if there's big play tonight, who's going to do the first salsa dance? Is it Saquon?
Well, this also ties into something that that Vinny was talking about yesterday. Just celebrate. You work all this time. The team that celebrates together wins together, right?
Absolutely.
So yeah, I wouldn't be surprised if they have a little something cooked up.
And I saw CJ yesterday on the sidelines doing the salsa dance,
banging the drum.
Yeah. So
even Jalen Carter getting involved.
Yeah, I didn't catch him, but the boys feel loose, and that's a good sign.
I like that. I mean, I will say I'm looking forward to this experience.
Yeah, just the theater of it. I think it's cool.
Yeah, the theater of this stadium that is not, it's not a football stadium. It's open-ended on both sides. What is that like? Does it come through on the broadcast? Now, Deniz yesterday did warn us that his expectations from watching a Corinthians soccer game are that the camera angle is going to be pretty low. You might not get to see as much field as you are used to, which would be a little bit of a bummer. But I'm just looking forward to the pomp.
They had to install the eye in the sky in the stadium, right? The cable vision. They had to.
Oh, good question. I would imagine.
I didn't even think about the cam. I would think you can't do a broadcast in this day and age without it. It should be easy enough to rig up, I would think. I used to see those. I used to be fascinated watching those guys in my Sunday Night Football days, and they would do their tests and like running the cables. It was always so cool.
What is it? Is like a joystick that controls it?
Yeah. There's basically just a guy on like an old school like Atari like joystick, and
that's so funny.
I believe that there might have been 2 of them where it was like sideways and forwards, backwards. But it was always cool to watch them work a little bit. All right, I guess I am next. Let's see I'll tell you something I'm not excited for. Can I throw one of those in?
Sure, yeah.
I'm not excited for the first illegal tackle formation of the night because watching the game last night, the amount of illegal formations. Now, the Ravens offensive line is like 3/5 of new players, but it does seem like the league this is week 1. We're going to beat you over the head with our new rule change.
That's so nonsense, yeah.
Yeah, and it's just nonsensical. And there was a couple plays last night where it was just like, it got in the way of the game. So I'm not excited about the new illegal formations that we're probably going to see. I don't know. I would guess 8 to 10 of tonight.
I hope not. But
I
yeah, that'd be
mean,
tough.
Baltimore had what, like 7 themselves last night? It was outrageous.
I think Eagles fans will not be excited about this, but I'm interested to see how the linebackers look. I don't expect them to look great against a Packers offense that's very good in the middle of the field. But is it Nakobe Dean and Zach Bond like the whole way? That could be. I mean, could be interesting. Could be good.
It could be interesting in a bad way. Yeah,
it could be interesting and it could be bad. Yeah. I think there's reason to be optimistic about Nakobe Dean. But I think you have to, like, your expectations have to be reasonable. I don't think that, they're not going to have the best linebacker tandem in the world. But if Nakobe Dean looks healthy and spry and is diagnosing well, that would be a great sign for the defense. And Zach Bond, I don't know what to expect. I think he looked more like an inside linebacker than I expected him to, given that he didn't really do it in New Orleans. But it's still theoretical as he goes into his first real game playing that position.
Yeah. Zach Bond has me on edge. And it's nothing he's done because I haven't really seen him much. But, they basically paid him to come here to do something, and now they really need him to be successful at that position. And there's kind of a lot of stock in his corner because, we've talked about it before. Trot and Nakobe Dean are kind of a physically limited duo that you really probably don't want to pair too much together on the field at the same time. So are we, that close to an Oren Burks appearance tonight? So Trot and Oren Burks are your backups, and if things are going poorly, not that they're going to change game one, but I don't know. That's a position you could certainly feel worse about on Saturday morning than you did today.
They should paint little Brazilian flags on the flags, the penalty flags, because they're already yellow.
Good idea. That's a good idea.
Let's do that.
What do you think? Do you think they're creative enough to have that up their sleeve tonight?
No,
definitely not.
But I think that's a great idea. I think they should do that.
That is good.
Flags on flags.
I'll give you another one. And it could be interesting in a disastrous way, but hopefully in a good way. And it's Mekhi Becton playing next to Cam Jurgens and Lane Johnson, because if he's successful, at least in run protection, the idea of Mekhi Becton moving boulders and Lane Johnson kind of athletically out there clearing the way, and if you get Jurgens pulling, Saquon running to the right side of the line could be interesting. Now, in the pass protection world, Mekhi Becton, who knows? I hope he's all right. Hopefully his game is enhanced playing next to somebody like Lane Johnson. But kind of interested to watch how that looks, how that's played out, and what that side of the line looks like in the running game tonight. Because I would imagine if it's successful, those dudes can clear some people out of the way.
I think that's well said. Yeah, I mean, the whole offensive line as a group, the Packers' defensive line is probably their best unit of the three. Not dominant, but some very good players there. Kenny Clark and Rashawn Gary. So let's see how this offensive line without Jason Kelce looks. And Mekhi Becton certainly physically looks the part at right guard. He's got the size that Stott wants, but it is a new position for him. So let's see how it goes.
Yeah, and this is weird, Bo. This is the first time since 2011 that Fletcher Cox and Jason Kelce haven't been in an Eagles uniform. That in itself is weird. We're talking almost 15 years of two staples of your offensive and defensive line no longer there. So it's been a long time since Coxless and Kelce-less football.
There you go.
All right. I personally don't like Coxless football, but hopefully Jalen Carter takes it and runs.
Let's see. I'm gonna go. You know what? I think Zach would say something about the kickoff. I don't care for.
I was gonna say, can you predict a Zach thing he's excited for?
He would say the kickoff. He wants to say.
He would.
And I don't. This whole new kickoff is a very big whiff to me.
Nothing,
Who cares?
nothing story.
Yeah, it doesn't look that interesting. It's fine. It's like the NFL has figured out that like the biggest thing that they can do to distract the public is to just change the rules a little teeny tiny bit, and then nobody will pay attention to the stuff that they don't want people paying attention to. They've decided they've realized that like relitigation and actually is more powerful than wow, that was cool. And who cares?
It is after watching it now and getting familiar with it, it is completely pointless. I mean, maybe the guys are running a little bit less fast, but it really has no effect on anything.
We're close to having exhausted the list. I mean, I'm sure
I'm at the bottom of the barrel here.
I mean, I want to see this is not an Eagles thing. I want to see Jordan Love. I think Jordan Love is really fun to watch. And so just watching him against this Eagles defense, I think will be fun.
Yeah, it's look, he was playing his best football at the end of last year, so everybody was left with Jordan Love like really balling out. But the Jordan Love hype train has also blindly left the station. And he got paid like it. So I am curious what Jordan Love we see tonight. He's a tough guy to get down. He likes looking for that big play, and he's able to extend plays enough to find it a lot of times. So when things break down, I'd love to see Jordan Love get smacked a couple times tonight by the Eagles D-line.
I want to see or hear rather what kind of little Brazilian flair Merrill has planned.
Ooh. You think he had a caipirinha on the trip?
In Portuguese,
Is Merrill a man that would put his feet up and have a caipirinha this week there, Bo?
No, I don't think so.
No.
All business. Merrill's all business.
Okay. Yeah, Merrill will have something up his sleeve. Yeah. Right? He's got it.
I think that'll be fun.
Yeah. Now, do the Packers send their radio crew as the road team? Are they trying to cut costs here?
I don't know.
Is Merrill the official voice? Because I believe Westwood One did not send a crew down.
I don't believe that Merrill and Mike are there either. I think they're calling the game from.
Oh, they are.
Yeah.
By choice?
I doubt that would be by choice, but I don't know that for sure.
Really? You gotta send Merrill and Mike. What are we doing here? An international game and Merrill Reese might not be there? That's weird.
Not great. Yeah.
Yeah. What are we doing? All right.
That's okay.
Yeah.
They're pros.
They are pros.
They'll
do a great job, but come on. What are we talking about saving here? Like $4,000? This is the NFL.
Anyway, I don't want to throw them under the bus. Yeah.
No, it's not their fault. They want to be there.
I mean, EJ Jenkins. I want to see if he tops 150 yards receiving. I think at least 3 touchdowns is probably on the table.
That's a fair line.
The official camp crush. So that'll be something fun to look for.
It would be nice to see a Dallas Goedert game. On the other hand, he had a year last year that was. There's always an injury in there with him. It feels like soft tissue wise, but it would be nice to see like maybe Dallas Goedert is a new Kellen Moore toy, and it would be great to see him get some like yak and get a little bit more involved in the offense. I felt like last year was just very boring from him, and that could have been the OC issues and just the stagnant offense. But it would be nice to see a Dallas Goedert game a little bit tonight.
I think that's well said. I described him in my piece of the day. I feel like he is sort of the bellwether of the offense. Like I think if you could guarantee me that Dallas Goedert has a good season, then I would say the offense is like a top 5 offense.
Totally, I agree.
Things
are
working for like the offense
because AJ is going to get the focus and Saquon obviously. So
right.
Like if it trickles down to Goedert, yeah, I think that's a good point.
My last one, I like the jersey matchup here. This is great aesthetics.
Yeah, great piece by Zach too on the jerseys.
That was absolutely. And so I think this will be fun. And it's going to be so fun that you can join us. You can join Jamie and Roy at the Tradesman tonight. You can watch the halftime show with Fran and myself, and then the post-game show, me, Fran, Jamie, Super Bowl champion, 8-year Eagle, Vinny Curry. We are very excited for all of that. And we look forward to the night ahead and the week ahead. So everybody, good luck on making it through the next several hours without like banging your head against a wall. Make sure that you like and subscribe to the video, all that good stuff. We will talk to you tonight. Kickoff show at 7:45 with Jamie and Roy from the Tradesman. And then you know when halftime and postgame are because it's with the game. So good luck to everybody. We'll talk to you later tonight. And as always, we love you.
We all silly like the mayor.